Hi, Angie Schmucker here with Schmucker Advising, ready to tell you today about roles and responsibilities of board members on governing boards at nonprofits. This is based on our work with nonprofit organizations and their boards, as well as our own experience working on nonprofits as board members ourselves. Let's talk a little bit about my personal favorite, fundraising. I'm a professional fundraiser and have been one since 2002. I've raised money for lots of different kinds of organizations. And everyone thinks that board members are there to help raise money. And certainly that's every professional fundraiser's hope, is that board members will help us raise money. But let's talk a little bit about things that you can do, because not every board member wants to raise money, wants to ask for money. And my own personal opinion is, yes, I want you to help, but I want you to help in the way that you're comfortable. So let's talk a little bit about things that you can do. First of all, the easiest thing you can do is, believe in the mission and vision and values of the organization. So if you believe in it and you're passionate about it, hopefully the organization is one of your top 3 philanthropic priorities. When you make a gift every year, and a lot of people make gifts at year end, but whenever it is that you choose to make a gift, that one of the top 3 places that you think of is this place where you sit on the board. Now, a lot of people have lots of places they support every year, and it might be an alma mater, place of worship, could be some other places that have been important to you in your life. But if this place where you are serving on the board is not in the top list, maybe it's the top 5, but the top list of places you support financially, why are you giving your time and not also your financial resources? Because your time is really important, but they need you as a donor. It is important to them when they apply for grants, when they ask other people, corporations, foundations for money, for them to say they had 100% board participation and their board enjoys and finds joy in giving. So if you plan to not make a gift, you should not be on that board. So, easy thing. Again, align with boards that you love and care about, organizations that you love the work they do, that they're changing the world in a way that matters to you. And that when you are thinking about places that you're going to support, that the places that will give you joy when you're writing a check, when you are making a gift, that this is one of the places. Now, let's talk about other things you can do. You can buy a ticket to an event. You can attend other events. There are events that your organization has that don't cost money. There may be thank you events for volunteers. They may be stewardship events. A stewardship event is like a donor relations event. Stewardship means showing our donors and others that we've used their resources well. So sometimes it could be, if it's an education organization, we're introducing donors to the students who receive scholarships or the people who received aid of some kind. The educators who received equipment in their classroom or materials to use in their classroom. If it's some other kind of organization that, let's say you did a beautification effort, so you're inviting people out for tours to see maybe the trees in the garden that you planted, or the upgrades that you did to save and preserve the beautiful building that you work in. So that's stewardship. As a board member, you should be there too, so proud and excited of the work that has been done, and also meeting and greeting the people, because the CEO cannot do it alone. The fundraisers cannot do it alone. They need you. Other things that you can do in fundraising, you can write thank you notes. You can, sign thank you notes along with the CEO. You can take copies of the annual report and give it to others who might be interested. You can go on calls with the CEO or the fundraiser and just say thank you for a gift. So those are easy things that don't require asking for money. You can affirm that the particular program that the donor likes is really important, that the work that the donor is interested in is critical to the city. And certainly, if you're comfortable asking for a gift, you can work with a fundraiser, the CEO, whoever is asking for money, maybe it's the board chair, to practice how you're going to ask for money. You need to practice. You need to make sure that each of you knows who is going to say what, and that you practice, that you plan, and that you both go there, and that you're ready to ask for a gift, and that you quietly listen, let the person reflect, and that you ask for that gift, that you do the follow-up, that you do the thank you, whether they say yes or no, that you thank them. You can also make some calls with foundations and corporations. If there are people you know, you can introduce others. So if I'm a fundraiser and somebody has said, you should really meet so-and-so, they always give to this cause, it doesn't help me to make a cold call as much as it helps me to be introduced by someone who knows them. So if you can make introductions, join us for that coffee, tell the person why you're involved, why you serve on the board, why you love it. That's a really great role that you can play as a board member. It's easy, it is non-threatening, and you don't have to ask for money. Now, one of the other things, I like to call it being an ambassador. You can serve as an ambassador advocate. You can go participate in speaking events. A lot of times this is just the board chair, but sometimes there are marketing committees and others who go and help the CEO, especially if the CEO needs to be multiple places at once, who can go and make remarks, receive the giant checks. I've gone to some giant check receipts. Those are kind of fun, or given the giant check away. Those are really neat, and who can go and volunteer and work somewhere. So there are things that you can do to be an ambassador and help represent the organization. Put your little name tag on from the organization, or your little pin that shows where you're from. Represent them. If they ask where you're from, say the nonprofit's name. Don't say where you're employed. Say the nonprofit's name. And be an advocate. If you have connections in your state capital, if you have connections with elected officials in your community, in your county, make those connections. Advocate for your nonprofit. There is a lot of work that can happen that advances the cause of nonprofits that can happen through elected officials. And there are some really terrific nonprofits that are making change happen through elected officials. So if you have those connections, if you have that bravery to go and make those cases, to write those letters, to send those text messages, which there's some really great apps out there just asking you to fill out a form and put in your address and the messages go out. If you do those things, that really helps your nonprofit. To be there by the side of your CEO, especially if the board chair can't be there, and help explain why you need those additional resources, why you need access, why your office needs to be open and have access to, like a specific road or whatever it might be. There are things that you can do as an advocate. Again, I like to call these ambassadors sometimes, and it is just a less stressful way to help for a lot of people. And sometimes those are the talents that we have. So think about your talents, and those are things that maybe every board member can do, but some people do really, really well. So whatever it is, there are talents that you bring, advocacy, fundraising, sharing the mission. Those things are what this video is about. There are talents that you have that you bring to the table, things that you're required to do as a fiduciary, that you're on that board for a reason. People recruited you, respect you, participate, be an active participant. Our last video is going to talk about things that you should not do as a board member, things that get in the way of the success of the organization. So subscribe to our channel for other videos that we have. Also follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Schmucker Advising. Check out our website and lots of freebies there from time to time, and feel free to connect with us, Schmucker Advising Group. We'll see you soon.